Stop waiting to feel ready. That feeling never comes. Have you ever said this to yourself? I'll start when I feel ready. I'll apply next year. I'll go for it when I'm more confident. Most people live there, on the edge of the diving board, thinking about the jump, convincing themselves tomorrow will feel different. It usually doesn't. Today, I want you to try a new idea. Confidence is not a requirement to start. Confidence is a result of starting. Think about the first big exam you ever took. You had notes, highlighters, maybe 10 different pens on the table. Your heart was racing. Did you feel calm, prepared, and ready? Of course not. You walked into the room anyway. You sat down, wrote your name, and the moment your pen touched the paper, your brain switched from panic to problem solving. Action first, confidence second. Now picture a first speech or presentation. Your hands were shaking. You could hear your heartbeat in your ears. You probably thought, I'm going to forget everything. But you stood up. You said the first sentence. Once the first line was out, the next one came a little easier. By the middle, you were still nervous, but you were doing it. By the end, you walked back to your seat thinking, that wasn't as bad as I imagined. Again, action first, confidence second. Let me take this to a higher pressure moment, the first surgery. No matter how many textbooks you read, no matter how many times you practice on a model, that first real operation is different. The room is bright, monitors are beeping, everyone is watching. You don't walk in feeling like a superhero. You walk in with respect, with focus, and yes, with fear. But here's what actually happens. You wash your hands, you gown and glove. You take the first step, skin incision, then the next step, then another. Your hands are still aware of the risk, but with each move, your training comes forward. The checklist in your head starts running. Muscle memory slowly takes over. You don't suddenly become confident before the case. You build confidence during the case. Once again, action first, confidence second. So why do we keep waiting for that magical day when we feel ready? Because planning is comfortable. Talking about goals feels good. We get a small emotional reward. I will start the business. I will go back to school. I will lose the weight. The brain hears the plan, feels proud, and says, nice job, we did something. But nothing actually changed. The truth is uncomfortable. You will never feel perfectly ready to start the channel, apply for the job, send the email, register for the exam, or walk into the gym for the first time. The nerves you feel are not a sign you're not ready. They are a sign you are doing something that matters. So how do you turn this into action? You create a rule. I act when I am about 60% ready, not 100%, not when everything is lined up. 60%. Enough knowledge to be safe, enough preparation to respect the task, and then you move. You can refine, adjust, and improve as you go. But you can't improve something that never started. Let's make it practical. Right now, think of one thing you keep postponing because you're waiting to feel ready. Got it? Now ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What is the very first step so small I could do it today? Not the whole project, just the first cut, the first email, the first page. 2. What is the worst realistic outcome if I try? Not the nightmare story in your head, the real likely downside. 3. What is the cost of not acting? Where will I be in 1 year if I keep waiting for this perfect feeling? Most of the time, the cost of staying still is far greater than the risk of starting. Here is the mindset shift. You don't earn confidence by thinking about action. You earn it by surviving small, scary steps. Every time you act while nervous, you send your brain a message. I can handle this. You speak up once in a meeting. Next time is easier. You go to the gym feeling insecure. Next week it feels normal. You scrub into tough cases, heart pounding. Months later, that same case feels routine. That is how confidence is built. Not in your imagination, but but in motion. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I'll do it when I feel ready," pause and correct it to, "I'll do it when I'm prepared enough to start scared." Because that's how every meaningful chapter begins. Not with certainty, but with a shaky first step. Action before confidence. Step before belief. Start before you feel ready. The feeling you are waiting for, it doesn't come first. It shows up after you move. So take the first step today, even if your hands are shaking.